Hello, coolers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We are going to start with transfer news. We start with Vitor Roque as Barcelona will stop the incoming new signing from joining national team for the Olympic qualifiers. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking on this other transfer news, claiming that Barca joined Manchester United Inter in race for this 17-year-old Swedish Whizkid. Who is he? We are going to discuss on that. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are so much welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Everything is set for Barcelona to welcome 18-year-old Brazilian Whizkid Vitor Roque to the club in January, having signed the teenage striker from Atletico Paranaense in the summer. The Catalans allowed him to continue in Brazil due to financial fair play issues, which would have made his registration impossible. Barca had been working so hard to find a way to register Roque in January, and the season-ending injury to Gavi opened the door for the La Liga champions. Roque is all set to arrive in Barcelona towards the end of this month and join his new teammates in training before making his debut in early January. Now, Sports Joaquim Pereira is reporting that the Brazilian Football Federation, the CBF, plans to call up Vitor Roque for the South American Olympic qualifiers to be played between 20 January and 11 February in Venezuela. However, Brazil coach Ramon Menezes has already assumed that he will not be able to count on Triguinho for the pre-Olympic fixtures, as the Under-23 tournament is not included in the FIFA calendar. Barcelona will not be releasing their only signing for the winter transfer window. The pre-Olympic tournament in South America is seen as a difficult challenge, and it is natural for Brazil to want to have their best players. However, as things stand, Roque is unlikely to be released by Barcelona. While he might not be allowed to take part in the pre-Olympic qualifiers, the scenario will likely be different if Brazil make it to the Paris Olympic Games of 2024. Barca will be in pre-season at the time, and in theory, Xavi will have to decide what to do with the players called up by their respective national teams. The injuries to Pedri after the workload of 2021, when he participated in the Euros and the Olympic Games back-to-back, continue to haunt Barcelona fans. So, it remains to be seen how they go about things with not only Roque, but the Spanish contingents of talents like Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, and Alejandro Balde. Of course, Barcelona are very cautious, as I think there have been a lot of lessons learned, with the likes of Pedri, Gavi, a lot of playing time when you are still young. It is very, very, very risky. We saw Pedri, for instance, back in 2020 playing about 70-something games in the calendar year at just 18 years old by then. It was just so crazy. I mean, yes, there was that excitement that Pedri is the breakout star, blah, blah, blah. He's the player that every coach wants him to play at all times. But when we look at it critically, the Pedri we have now is not the Pedri that many people were expecting to see. Injury-wise, it has been very, very brutal for us. And of course, it all boils down to game management of these young lads. That's why Barca, if you don't learn a lesson now, then when do you want to learn? Barca are now very conscious in terms of how to handle their young stars. Vitor Roque, of course, is already certain that he will join Barca this January. And of course, it has been reported by a lot of reliable sources that he will be arriving at Barca at the end of December to prepare for his debut in January. And of course, we know that him coming to Barca was highly facilitated by the fact that Gavi's ACL tear, which will keep him for 8 months, have opened up space in that wage bill to incorporate Vitor Roque. And of course, Barcelona don't want him to be participating in the Olympic qualifiers that will come up next year because they don't want any risk of injury and stuff like that. Of course, that is what they have to do. Have to keep this young lad from playing many more, in fact, so much game time. We are not saying that they should be deprived all the time to go to the national teams, but come on, this should be managed properly to have that game time that it is enough for them, according to the age. Vitor Roque is just 18 years old. He's still young and he still has a lot to play. So there's still time, and we have to keep him well. We have to make him feel like, because the more you give him accumulated minutes, it's going to be very, very difficult to, because we don't have to make these players feel like, they have so much prominence at this young age because it might cost them. Like I said before, the likes of Pedri, Gavi, a lot of injuries now when they have not even reached the peak of their careers. It's not good. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. At FC Barcelona, there has been a lot more focus on signing special talents at a young age, which makes sense given the financial situation at the club. As such, the Blaugrana were able to close deals for the likes of Noah Davic, Mamadou Bakay Faye, Mikael Faye, and even Vitor Roque last summer. Heading to the 2024, the Catalans already have their sights on a number of young prospects across the globe, which includes the likes of Estavo Willian, Rooney Badji, and Guillaume Roch, among others. Now, according to fresh reports relayed by Sport, Barcelona have set their sights on yet another exciting and prodigious young talent in the form of Lucas Bergvall. The 17-year-old midfield gem plies straight for Jujandens in the homeland Sweden and has shown some great promise for something or for someone his age. Indeed, since joining them in February last year, the young stars already made 29 first-team appearances for the Swedish outfit, scoring 3 goals and chalking up an assist. One of the standout aspects of Bergvall is his impressive physique for someone just 17 years old, and the young midfield prodigy backs it up with amazing technical ability as well, which has caught the attention of scouts across Europe, including those of Barcelona. Apart from Barca, Bergvall is also attracting serious interest from Inter Milan and Manchester United. In fact, the report claims that Inter have already tabled a formal offer to sign him in the summer of 2024. But Barcelona are planning to hijack the Nerazzurri's move and have taken steps to beat the competition to sign the 17-year-old. Indeed, sporting director Deco has already contacted the player's entourage to test the waters. Bergvall, who is contracted with Jugandens until December 2025, will welcome Barca's proposal. In fact, Deco could accelerate negotiations from January to prevent more clubs from putting their eyes on the Swedes. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.